Hey, hi. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use AWS Glue DataBrew and Amazon QuickSight services for nested JSON data analysis. As you see in this PPT depicts my demo. Here, I'm going to explain the demo into two parts. In the first part, I'm going to walk you through the solution. In the second part, I'm going to walk you through from the scratch to end how you can configure the solution and achieve the required results. Right? So before I walk you through the first part of the demo, a kind request, please do subscribe my channel. That would really encourage me a lot. So with that note, let's get started with the first one. So here, the aim of this, the lab is to achieve the required, nested, very complex and very lengthy JSON file data analysis. Yeah, and how you can achieve the required insights on those files with using, especially with using AWS Glue DataBrew and Amazon QuickSight service. Here, we will use AWS Glue DataBrew services for data processing purposes and Amazon QuickSight as a data visualization service, right? So the solution is been set something like this. Here, let's say you have a data sources, which actually produces the very lengthy, complex, nested JSON data files. And that JSON file will be kept in an Amazon S3 bucket, which is acting as an input S3 bucket. And this input S3 bucket will become an input to the AWS Glue DataBrew services. As I explained, AWS Glue DataBrew services is a very efficient service for actually converting the data, converting a raw data into a structured and usable format, right? And also AWS Glue DataBrew provides inbuilt recipes which actually does this job. And so that's the reason here we gonna use these services for converting our nested JSON data into flat structured data, right? So that's the main aim of using the AWS Glue DataBrew services, right? So once the AWS Glue DataBrew services uses its own recipe or the AWS given recipe to convert the nested JSON into unnested JSON or unnested format or flat structured format. And then once it converts it, it will convert, it will produce an output in the form of a CSV file, and we're going to keep that CSV file in another S3 bucket. Let's call it as a output S3 bucket. Okay. Then finally, we will use that output of the AWS Glue DataBrew job, and then that will be consumed by the Amazon QuickSight for data visualization purpose. Okay. So that's the reason here the business user here can leverage the capability of AWS Glue DataBrew for nested JSON data analysis directly from the AWS Glue DataBrew, because it is giving you the it is actually converting your semi-structured nested JSON data into a structured converting that into a structured data format, which is easy to use, right? And then again, he can also use the AWS Amazon QuickSight capabilities, that is data visualization, getting the insights, creating the reports, right? And that is something Amazon QuickSight service provides here, right? So basically, this is the flow of my solution. Now I'm going to quickly walk you through this. I'm going to walk you through the complete from scratch to end how you can set up the solution and achieve the required results. Yeah. Alright, so let me go to my AWS account. So this is my AWS account. I have opened multiple tabs as you see here. The first tab belongs to Amazon S3 bucket, and this is the global service, right? And the other one is I have opened AWS Glue DataBrew services currently in North Virginia region. Similarly, I have the IAM page also been opened, and likewise I have the Amazon QuickSights. Okay, so basically what I do is I'm going to walk you through this flow from scratch to end. Yeah, so here we talk about how to build the Amazon S3 bucket input here. In the sense, how do you create a S3 bucket and put a required nested JSON data file. Since this is a demo, I'm going to use the dummy or example, or the internet available nested JSON files. So for that case, what I did is I have already downloaded some customer 1, 2, and 3.json files, and these JSON file contains the data in this format. As you see in this Notepad++. You see, it is very nested and it is very complex. Okay, so in these kind of files, if you want to perform certain analysis, create a reporting, or get the insights, it is really difficult without using these AWS given services or without using the enterprise services like AWS Glue DataBrew or Amazon QuickSight, right? because in these cases you need to write a, for example, say you are a good coder, you want to, you want to build your own solution, write a script, get an insight out of this one. For this case, you need to think it, you need to write a logic, build your own solution, right? It will take ages basically, and if you say, each file is unique, if you say, when you have each JSON file that you have is unique in the nested structure, then it is really becomes difficult if you are using code. Yeah. And also the visualization is not easy, once you are, even if you written a code and a custom code and getting the or converting the nested JSON data into a flatten, right? But still getting the visualization is also a difficult job, right? That's the reason we use, AWS cloud given Blue DataBrew and Amazon QuickSight services here, right? So with that note, so these are the my input files. So, and anyways, so these files will be uploaded in my GitHub repo, and the GitHub repo link will be shared in my video's description. You can find it from there, and you can do the same thing that I'm doing it here, right? All right. So as I said here, we have two buckets here. Consider that bucket 1 and bucket 2. But in my demo, so here I'm using only one bucket, for example, right? But segregating the same bucket with using different folder, right? So I have one bucket called nested JSON analysis with DataBrew. In that one, you have, I have the two folders. One is nested JSON input and nested JSON output. Yeah. So as name of the folder says, nested JSON input. So this is the folder where I'm going to upload those source data files, which are nested, very complex JSON files, where you need to perform some analysis, right? And we're going to use DataBrew for that purpose. Yeah. So basically, I'm going to upload those files. Yeah. So this is what it means here. So in the sense, data source will be uploading those nested JSON file here in the input. Here we are having a segregated folder called a nested JSON input. Yeah, that's what is here, right? So basically, our Amazon S3 bucket is ready now. Now we're going to go to the AWS Glue DataBrew and do the required further configurations. Okay, this is the first part. Now I'm going to switch over to the AWS Glue DataBrew services. As I explained, so basically this is the sub tag of the AWS Glue DataBrew service, right? That is, it cleans and normalizes the data up to 80% faster, right? It basically, this service is built with multiple, very sophisticated ML modules, and backend AI technologies are being used to help you to make your raw data converted into a usable data, right? And that's what the AWS Glue DataBrew services does with its own recipes, which I'm going to show you here how we need to do that. So here we need to build a project here. That's the reason I'm going to click on a create project, and let's say I'm going to give a name like Cloud Quick Labs. So basically this is my YouTube channel name. That is Cloud Quick Labs. So we're going to give my project name as Cloud Quick Labs. Let's call it as a project. Yeah, Cloud Quick Labs DataBrew project, basically DB project or DataBrew project, right? And the name of the recipe will be automatically created. I'm going to copy this one because we need that here, right? So basically we gave the project name, and the recipe name I'm going to keep it as it is. Important, import the steps from the recipe. No, I'm not going to select that because we have a new data set. So in the select data set, I'm going to go to and choose new data set. In this one, you need to give a name of your data set. That is, just something like this. Yeah. And down the line, so you have a connect to a new data sets. In the connected to new data sets group, you're going to enter your source from the S3, right? Because here we have selected S3 because, right, you see there are multiple options. In this one, we are going to choose Amazon S3. And here, just click on or just put your cursor there. Automatically, it will identify an Amazon S3 bucket, which is available in your account. Yeah. So here, this is my S3 bucket, which I showed you earlier. Under this bucket, I have two subfolders, which is actually segregating the input and outputs, right? So since this is a data set or creating a project, I'm just going to select the nested JSON input folder. So when you select this one, all the file present under this, will become target for this particular data set. Yeah. So that's the reason what I'm going to do is I'm going to select on the folder level, right? So basically make sure that you select up to the folder level here. And in the additional configurations, you're going to choose the the type of the file, that is JSON. and the JSON file type is again a JSON document. Yeah, and then when you scroll down, I'm going to keep default options, that is sampling and tags, right? In the permissions, you need to choose a role, that is IAM role, and this role, so you see this is the role that I have opened in IAM tab. So this is the IAM tab of my same account. This is my account again, and this is the name of the role which I selected just a while ago. It contains the administrative privilege, which is a blanket access. In the trust relationship, I have added a trust to the DataBrew services so that it can assume the role. Yeah, because this role is consumed by the DataBrew services, it assumes it assumes this role, that is this is the glue DataBrew service role, and does the required job. Yeah. All right. So permissions. Okay. In permissions, we have selected this one, and then we are done. Right. So just click on the create project. It will take you to the another page where actually it initiates the configuration and starts to import the data from the source S3 bucket into the basically this is what this is how the project starts. Okay, you see it's clear visualizing, and it's clearly running. You see that it's actually provisioning the required compute from the backend. It makes the required configurations. It extracts the data from the from the S3 bucket, converts that basically extract from that, converts that and creates a data set here. Okay, that is what DataBrew AWS Glue DataBrew project does. Yeah, and here you can see the progress in the form of percentage. Okay, so basically I'm going to give, so this is demo is a purely live demo, right? Because so that you get that confidence, so that you get that kind of hands-on experience, right? And that's where my my labs videos are targeting for. It's actually helping the community to get that insight, to get that particular possibilities of learning. Yeah. All right. So here currently initiating the session here. It's going to take a couple of minutes, so I'm not going to pause videos, but I'm just going to give a further insights, right? While it is importing. So basically what actually happening is, if I go back to the diagram, so it's actually this: when you create a project and with the required pointing to this S3 bucket, it actually creates a backend required computer, right? And then points to the configurations, saying like this is the bucket, this is the folder structure, these are the files I need to iterate. So under that S3 bucket, if I go back to the S3 bucket, all right, so we will close it off. So this is our bucket. Underneath this is bucket, we have uploaded customer.json, customer1.json file, customer2.json file, customer3.json file, and the size of the file is respectively. Yeah. So these files, so basically DataBrew and DataBrew brief services. Basically, DataBrew services is going here and reading these files, downloading these files, reading these files. Okay, that is what it happens. And that's the reason you see this is the project. It's working. Yeah, looks like it has taken only maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then it has finished the job. Okay, once the project is finished, you should see this kind of this kind of page actually. So what it actually happened is it has went to this S3 bucket, extracted all these JSON files, and then converted it into a data set. Right. So if you see here the data set name is this one. So currently, if I go to the data set, we can see like this as well. So I'm going to go to the data set. Click on this data set. Yeah, and the same picture will be available now. So basically we can go to the same data sets. Okay, we'll go to this one. Yeah, so basically data columns, statistics, data preview. So if you go to the data preview and okay, so no, not like that. So go to the projects. Yeah, because we have created the project. So you go to the projects, and this project is actually pointing to the particular data set. Okay, so this is the this is what actually happens. Yeah, so it has extracted those 3 files and converted, created the extracted data from and created something something structure like this. Yeah, so basically it is actually, if I go and tell you what actually it is doing is, if I can go from above, it is considering everything like this one column. For example, C name is one column, right? And then it is also creating these on a possible, what are the possible key value pairs. It is converting the key into a column, and then then the value equal to respective values. Okay, for example, orders. Okay, so under orders, so what is that? Order is a very big nested again. Okay, so it is again basically orders is a key, and the value of that order is again a nested JSON. Yeah, and that is what it shows here. You see the orders and you have the nested one. Okay, similarly, you see the C addresses. If I go to C addresses is basically this is the key and this is the value. Okay, and that is what been represented here. So one row represents one file basically. Yeah. Okay, so this is what dataset helps you to achieve this one, but this is not enough. Okay, because still it is not yet cleaned up. To clean up, what we have to do is we need to build the recipes. Okay, so what is the recipes in AWS DataBrew or AWS Glue DataBrew services terminologies? In the sense, these are the kind of kind of features within the DataBrew services which actually refines your raw data and converts that into a specified specified structured data basically. So this is purely raw now. We need to convert or we need to polish this and make this very flattened and usable structured data. So for that case, you need to click on this. There's a 3 dots. Click on this one, right? And here you will have the multiple recipes. So here you see it actually has the rename, sort, extract, remove, something, blah blah. So here it has automatically identified that it is a nested one, and it is recommending that to make it unnested, right? And that's what. So click on this one and select the unnested 2 columns. Yeah. So basically, this is the one recipe that you are building. Okay, so if I can go to the right side, there is an unnest value recipe is being created here, right? Basically, it is actually taking you the input from your side and it will try to create a recipe. So here, while creating the recipe, what is it actually telling is select the columns. The column which we selected is the order. Yeah, because I want to polish this one, because if I go down, the order is the only one which is very nested. Okay, so if I can make this smaller one, right? So basically order is the key which actually has a nested one. That's the reason we need to build a recipes on that order column and make it unstructured, make it from semi-structured to the very structured one or flattened one. Okay, so that's the reason the select the column name is this one. Unnest all levels. Yeah. And then so basically in unnest value you need to say unnest all levels, and the rest all you keep it default. Okay, the destination column, everything, blah blah, and keep it default and click on apply. Right. So once you click on apply, the changes will automatically gets populated here. Okay, so you see the structure got changed now, right? You still have the nested again. So basically if I go down back to this one, back to the JSON file, and we go to the orders, so basically we killed the first layer basically. In the sense we flattened the first row. Again under the order you have the order, and it again has the nested one. Okay, let's try to do the flattening the nested further nesting as well. Yeah. Now click on the again follow the same method, that is do unnest to a row. Yeah. And here it will automatically select the orders. Under orders you have a order, so under orders then you have the orders, and which is again contains a list. Okay, let's go and do that. And basically orders dot order, and then let's keep the unnest values as simple as that is, and then click on apply. So basically we applied 2 recipes. Okay, whenever I'm making this application or applying the particular recipes, the values of the data set is keep on changing here. Okay, and the recipes also getting accumulated here. Now I'm going to apply up to 5. So basically let's go and follow the same thing. So if you go to this one and follow this one, then you have a selected columns have been selected, and always you need to check unnest all levels. Yeah, and then click on apply. Just try to do the same thing multiple times. Yeah, do until you find that there is no nest. Okay, so whenever I'm applying these recipes, the structure in this is the data is keep on changing, or keep on unnesting, or keep on getting flattened. Right. Again, I do the same thing for one more time. So basically it's here, and click on this one, apply. So till now we have done with the 4 times. You see it has applied the 4 recipes. So you see all those are unnest values only. Now I'm going to go to the next time, that is unnest value one more time, that is 5th time. Yeah. So here select columns. This is the column, and unnest all levels. Right? And then just keep all default and keep on applying. So this is the one kind of recipe that I'm applying on this nested JSON data, or semi-structured nested JSON data. But in the real time it could be different. It could be it could be different for your use cases, because as I said the DataBrew provides like nearby 360. I don't know the exact count, but it provides a ample of the recipes which actually converts a raw data into a usable format. Okay, so those are the built-in capabilities of the database. Okay, so till now we have done with the 5 layers of recipes, and you see the data structure looks to be flattened now. If I can go down to from the left to right. Okay, Now it looks cleaner, and you can, it looks structured basically. When I say cleaner, in the sense it looks structured, right? So you see, right? Yeah. So if I go down, go to the left to the right, so basically this is what I want. So now basically once you applied this one, the the data set is telling that, yes, I'm going to convert it this shape. Okay. But if you want to, convert this particular soft copy into hard copy, for example, when I say soft copy or hard copy, in the sense, basically this is first time, you are applying the recipes. You want to bring that, you want to apply these particular recipes on the set of data, and bring the output in the form of a CSV, right? So in that case, you need to create a job out of these recipes. Okay. So for that case, there will be a button called create job will be automatically created here. So click on the create job. What we are doing with create job is basically we have applied the recipes on our extracted data. So let me tell you something like this. The first step, we have extracted the data from the input S3 bucket and created a data set. On top of the data set, we applied 5 layers of recipes. Now this is not enough. You need to with using these recipes, what you do is you need to create a job, and that job will convert, that job will make the output of the recipes into a destination S3 bucket. That is something here, and that is what job does. Okay, that is where the job comes here. Job actually uses those recipe definitions and convert that data into the respective format and puts into the Amazon S3 bucket. Okay, let's see how we need to do this. So let me tell as an unnested output. Yeah. So let me call it as an unnested output. Right. That is the name of my job, and then I'm going to go down. So in that way, so I'm going to keep the job details same. In the job output settings, select the S3 bucket, type is CSV, and just keep it default. Yeah. And here the S3 bucket owner. This is, since my bucket belongs to my account, I'm going to keep it very simple. If you have another account, you need to choose the another account, right? And then click on the browse. Okay. So when you click on the browse, basically what you have to do is you need to select the output here. Okay. Remember that. So here I'm going to select the output, that is nested JSON output, yeah, which is actually flattened. This is the folder where flattened structured data will be, or output will be put from the DataBrew services. So click on that, and then we're going to choose the same DataBrew rule that we used previously while creating the dataset. And that's all. Click on the create job, right? So if I go down back to the folder, so if I go down back to the folder in the output, right now it does not have anything, so we should see some, something here being converted by the being set by the job here. Okay, so the job which we set. So basically this is what we applied, and we are done with here. Let's go to the jobs. Yeah, this is the job name. You see here unnested output. Yeah, currently the status is running, so I'm just going to click on this one. So there are multiple options here. Job history, in the sense how many times that it has run. In the job details, you can get the job details. In the data, data lineage, in the sense this is something like pictorial form of presentation will be shown here. In the sense the flow will be shown in the form of a picture here, right? And you see this is our JSON input. We are creating a JSON data set, right? That is a project, right? And then we are in this project, we actually put some recipes, and for that recipe we build a job. In the sense we tell these are the recipes. Hey job, you need to follow these are the recipes. Okay, that's what this job is done. This job is actually runs those recipes one after the other, and the output of this one after the other job, one after the other task, will be stored in a destination S3 bucket. Okay, so let's see how does it looks basically. So it's going to take a couple of minutes basically. Let's wait for this one, and finally you see the output is stored here. It is stored in a S3 bucket again. Okay, so this picture is very, very clear and very neat. Yeah. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to refresh it if it has started to create something. Yeah. So basically we need to wait for a couple of minutes. So while I'm waiting for this one, I'm going to walk you through the next service. Okay. So let's let it run. Basically it will take 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah. So now, okay. So let's say in the good cases, if the output of the, basically the output of the AWS Glue DataBrew will be stored here. Now we're going to use the Amazon QuickSight to do the data visualization. Okay, so earlier, if you are directly consuming the nested complex JSON data files, then the visualization could have been usable. Yeah. Now since we are making it flattened with using the DataBrew services, all right, So that can be used here. So basically, I'm going to go to the manifest. Okay. So to do the basically, if I go down in the Amazon QuickSight, to use basically we need to build the data set there as well. So for that case, we need to use a manifest file. Yeah. So I'm going to show what is the manifest file first. So click on open with. So more files. So and JSON. Yeah. So basically Notepad++. So once you see, this is the manifest file. In this manifest file, this is just a JSON format basically. In this, we are giving the file locations. So here our file location is nothing but what? The bucket URL only. Okay. So and the bucket is targeting to a subfolder called JSON output. Yeah. And then the global upload settings, in the sense, in the job, we have mentioned our output file will be a CSV file. I'm going to show that CSV file as well in a couple of minutes. After the job is succeeded, here you go, the job is succeeded. We should see our output being generated. Okay, so if I go to the data lineage and see the status of the job, yeah, it should be working. So basically, the job is succeeded. You see the green message, the job is succeeded. So we should see the result in the output folder now. If I refresh it, here you go, right? So unnested output is of this date, yeah. And here are the CSV files. So what are these CSV files? So these are the CSV file is nothing but you have converted this big lengthy big size nested JSON file into a structured basically structured usable CSV file. Okay, so if I can download this, I can show that. I'm going to download this. So after this one, I'm going to show how you can visualize it. Okay, so that's the final stage of our demo. So I'm going to go to the downloads and click on this one. If I open this one, so this is how. So basically, this much lengthy nested complex is now converted into a structured, very usable, right? So anybody. So this is like table data, yeah. So, and this becomes very handy to use it for analysis purpose, yeah. All right. So now what we do is now we're gonna represent this, in the sense we're gonna use this output to visualize into a QuickSight. Okay. So basically that's where you get an insight out of this one. Okay. Because still the structured data in the form of a CSV or in the form of a table is not usable until you visualize it and see the diagrams. Okay. And that's what I'm going to show you now. So for that case, you need to have a QuickSight subscription. So in my case, I have created a QuickSight subscription for US East region, because my AWS Glue database service is also sitting in US East one. So for that case, I am directly coming back to the QuickSight, right? And now we're gonna, as I explained, so this one blog glue DataBrew.manifest file will be used here. Now I'm going to show you how we can use it. So basically, this is my QuickSight dashboard page. So how did I open is, let me show you that as well. So basically, you go to the search button, click on the QuickSight, just like this, and it will take you to it will redirect you to the main page of the QuickSight service. Okay, this is my US East subscription. That's the reason it's showing it here, right? And this is how it looks. If you want to see, or if you want to learn how to subscribe and you make it or come to this stage, please do watch my previous video where I have explained everything around this one. Yeah. Right now, my aim is just to consume that output of the DataBrew and just show in a data visualization. Yeah. So for that case, you need to go to the you need to do one important thing is, that is, go to the before you start, you need to make sure that you go to the manage QuickSight, yeah, and here in the security and permissions, right, make sure that you have make sure that you basically you are telling, hey QuickSight, use this role to do the jobs, right, like creating a data set, creating the visualization. Okay, for that case, you need to use this one. Okay, make sure that you point to a right IAM role, okay, which has a sufficient permissions. Okay, that is a basic information. Now we're gonna go to the data set, click on the new data set. Yeah. So here, where is our data set? Our data set is sitting in the S3 bucket, right? So I'm gonna select the S3 bucket, and this is the page where actually it comes. So you need to give a name of your data set. That is, I can just give a DataBrew sourced, sourced. Okay, just like that. Yeah. And in this one, we need to upload the manifest file. Okay, and this is the implication of this manifest file. Okay, you can anyways, I'm gonna share this file in the GitHub repo, and the GitHub repo link will be uploaded in video's description. You can just use it, reuse it from your side. Yeah. All right, so I will go back and choose the file like upload, yeah, because this file is now present in my local laptop. So I just choose that file and click on connect. Once you click on connect, basically, the QuickSight does the magic. In the sense, QuickSight is using that IAM rule and connecting to that S3 bucket. So basically, the URL link that you have provided is this is what this just connects to that particular S3 bucket with using that IAM rule, and gets and just get the output. In the sense, it just loads the data present under this one, yeah, basically under this one, yeah. So all these CSV file will be automatically loaded in this one, and that's where it says 100 GB. I don't know how, but basically this is what it does under the under the hood, yeah. Now once we click on the done, okay, so here you go, right? Basically it creates a data source. When it creates a data source, you see there is a sync button is happening, okay. So what actually it does is it actually connected to that bucket, reading those CSV, converting that into a source, and once this 100%, once you see there is 100%, you see the import is complete, okay. Basically it actually imports the data present in those folders, yeah. And I know basically now you can go ahead and do a what kind of any kind of basically any kind of thing that you want to do, basically, yeah. And this is what visualization is all about, okay. So basically think about the scenario, right? So you had a very complex, very raw, semi-structured, right, JSON file. Now it has become very usable, right? And it is very business value giving output, basically. If I go to this one, and we should see this in the form of something, yeah. So let me give it in the form of a table, for example. So I just selected a table. Now you can see, right? So this is in the form of a table. Basically, I'm just go over, right? So I'm gonna go this one. So yeah, let me show this one, right? Yeah, so it looks like I have selected two things. So basically I'm gonna do the this one. So yeah, okay, all right. So let me close this off, create a new sheet, yeah. So in this new sheet, I'm just going to select this one. Sorry, I need to select the table, just like this, just a table, yeah. So in this one, I'm going to select this one, and here you go, right? So it is actually presenting the data in the form of columns, and here you go, right? So basically, you can use anything, and not only this one. So you can use any kind of format, and your data will be presented here in the form of a dashboard. Again, okay. So this till now, my aim was just to import that data into this particular QuickSight and then just to use it, yeah. But but if you want to know more about the how you can further leverage the QuickSight to do the multiple inciting jobs, yeah. So basically you can watch my another videos around this one and play around the data visualization, yeah. All right, so with that note, I have successfully shown you the things to need to be shown in this video from scratch to end, okay. And we have seen, or we have solved a very complex problem here, all right. So with that note, thank you very much for watching my videos. A kind request, please do subscribe my channel, and thank you again, and see you in the next video.